Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of Visibility Made Easy. My name's Jenny Kovacs, and I'm lovingly nicknamed the Queen of Being Seen because you, going out into the world, spreading your ripples far and wide, getting seen, being heard, being noticed, and even more importantly, being visible, is what I get out of bed for. So if this is the first time that you're watching, I want to say hi. I can see a number count of people on the screen, but I can't see who you are. So if you are watching and you want to take part, I would love for you to say hello. Now, one of the ways in which you can do that is just to type a comment in the comment box. I'll be honest with you. There are two reasons why I ask you to do this. A, to make sure that I can see the comments, because sometimes you guys chat away to me, you ask me questions and I can't see anything. And other times I ask you to do that just so that I can give you a shout out. So I like this Visibility Made Easy to be really, really practical, really easy for you to use, full of tips and nuggets that you can implement, that you can use straight away in your business. But this isn't TV. I want it to be interactive too. I want you to be able to say hi to me. I want you to be able to let me know about, where you're watching in the world and what you're doing. So if you're watching, just type a hi in the box, and if you can give me a thumbs up or a love heart or a face or any of those, so that I know all the comments are working. In the meantime, you'll notice me, I just looked like that just in case. I've got my Mac, lovingly called Mrs. Mac, in the background there, and I'll be looking over at that screen periodically, because if I can't see your comments here, I need a way to be able to speak to you, and I want to be able to do that. So I'm just going to scroll down on the screen. So, Alan's here. Alan says, hi, change of plan. I like your change of plan, and I like that you've chosen to spend that here with me and the other Juicy Vibers. So I can see a few of you are watching at the top. As I say, I can't see who you are, so don't be shy. Do say hello. I won't embarrass you. So, hey, Tracy Ferguson's here. She says, hi. So that's great. So we've got Alan and we've got Tracy, who I know are our Visibility Vibers. So I want to be able to share lots of really juicy nuggets and juicy tips. So one of the things that I will start by apologising for right at the start is I'm actually holding my camera. I'm going to have arms like Popeye by the end of this. The reason being, of course, is my camera holder is in London and I'm in Stoke. Now, I did try to go back to London yesterday, but there was a big power failure at Euston Station. Anyone get involved in that? Anyone affected by that? Hey, Ivona says, hey, hello Jenny, hello Tracy, hello Alan. I love that you're all so friendly and say hi to each other. So I'm just going to play with my screen and see. So, ooh, because I have done so many Facebook Lives, I'm going to tell you about that in a minute, but because I've done so many Facebook Lives, I can actually see a little secret thing on here, which I'm going to divulge to the guys on Saturday who are joining my class. Sorry, I never hold back information from you, but I've just seen something for the first time that I've never seen on a Facebook Live before. So just to give you some context, I help people to raise their profile, to get out there and get their business out there, so that people can find them more easily. So, if I say, for example, let me think of a good example, top airlines in the world, you are likely to think of a couple of different brands. Maybe it's British Airways, maybe it's Virgin. Now, you might not think of Virgin until I say airline that also has, its fingers in banking, who's got a very well-known head of the company or head of the business. So Richard Branson has not only built his brand and himself up really well, he's now an easily recognisable brand. And in fact, most people aspire to be him. And I want you to have those same levels of visibility. And I don't mean being known worldwide by millions of people, but having the same levels of visibility. So using some of the examples of some of the people I know are watching, one person I know is watching who hasn't said hello, but I really want to give a shout out for what they do. So let's say, for example, one of your friends in a Facebook group or somebody says, oh, do you know what? I'm so stressed out. I just can't seem to relax. I can't seem to stress myself down and or de-stress myself. And someone says, oh, have you ever tried meditating, mate? And they say, oh, no, don't know how to do that. Is it any good? Well, there's somebody that's watching this now who would be the person that I know they do this, so I could recommend them for mindfulness and meditation. There's a lovely lady on here, Ivona, who gets people relationship ready, and gets women, namely, relationship ready. There are so many of you out there in the world that do so many brilliant and beautiful things, and it saddens me that you don't always feel like you get the recognition you need. So the next reason why I'm doing this particular topic, or covering this particular topic tonight, and I'm just going to say I'm using my phone landscape, and I can see you joining, but I can't see any of your reactions and I can't see any of your comments. So when you see me do this, I'm actually looking at Mrs. Mac. Ian says, "Hey up, Jenny. Hope you managed to get home okay yesterday." No, I didn't get home yesterday, Ian. I went to rugby and sat in rugby for about 2.25 hours, rugby train station. In fact, I actually sat on the train for 2 hours before we were told, oh, if you go and get this train to this place, to that place, to this place, to that place, then you'll get to Milton Keynes and then you can get a bus. And I just went, sod that. I'm going to go back to Stoke. So I'm back in Stoke. I am going home tomorrow night because I'm very excited to be teaching the masterclass on Saturday. So thank you for asking, Ian. Hey, John says, sorry, he was driving. So John, he's one of our newer Vibers. And, you know, if you know that you want to be able to get really mindful, get really restful and not be stressed in any way, shape or form, John is a multi-talented man, but he is also able to show you how to meditate, how to be still, how to be less stressed, how to navigate those stressful days. And there are so many people out there, just like John, just like Ian, who helps people with their business web services, who are able to help you out, but they can't say, hey, have a look at this thing. I sell you this thing, so buy it from me, or I help you with this thing. They can only describe it. It's a service, and it's what some people might refer to as being intangible. So the reason that I wanted to share this subject on the video tonight was so that you know how, like, another way that you can get out there in the world that is video but isn't Facebook Lives, because obviously there's a lot of talk about Facebook Lives. Since I was working this out, since the beginning of March last year, so yeah, let's call it 13 months now. Since the beginning of March last year, I have done in excess of 300 Facebook Lives. I have learned a lot. One of the things that I've learned is because I've done so many Facebook Lives, and Facebook clearly recognised that, I've got this new menu that's opened up I can do some really cool stuff with. I'm so excited. So I like to help people to show up, to be visible, so that they're found more easily. And I like those people to be you. So I'm just going to have a look at the comments to make sure that I'm not missing anything there. So really, I know, Ivona. Now, if you want to know how I know I've done over 500 Facebook Lives, let me just give you a quick demo, and then I think it will tie nicely to video in general. So some of you that are on this call may remember this time, March 2016, I did something called the video game, the 12-day video game. And all that was the ability for you to show up on camera and make good videos. Now, a day into making these live videos making videos and posting them into the group, we had people from the States, we had people from all over the UK. Within a couple of days, I think they were having me on because they all said, oh, really nervous about video, don't like doing it. And then they were brilliant. We had the lovely Ian, who was walking in the most beautiful countryside in Yorkshire in the UK. We had a lovely lady from America who shot us videos. We saw, I can't remember what area of America, but it was mountainous and green and beautiful. And I noticed this button that said Facebook Live. So I had a quick look. I knew that some people in America, some of my friends were talking about it, but it wasn't being used here. So basically Facebook Live, at that point, of course, now you all know you're watching this, but was the ability to do this, to have two-way interactive conversations with your audience. So I did that. I've got a couple of different courses. So I did a Mindset Makeover, which is only a 7-day program. I did that through Facebook, and how I connected with everybody every day was that I showed up, I gave them a tip, I shared some stuff with them, answered any questions. So I did that. So I actually did the 12-day video game. I did that. I think I did 3 rounds of that. Over 50 people joined in the first 3 rounds, and then went on to do some confidence on camera stuff. But the reason that I share that with you was that from that point onwards, I decided that I wanted to use Facebook Lives more. I wanted to use them more than video. Why? Because I was putting the videos up, and you know, if I put a video on my page back then, I would get 3 or 4 people maybe look at it. But when I did a Facebook Live, I had like over 1,000 views, and I thought, gosh, where's this come from? So it was so much more interactive. Now, the reason that I was able to run with Facebook Lives was because I was comfortable with video. And I haven't always been comfortable with video. And it's those tips that I want to share with you tonight. So if you've got any questions at all on just like doing video, how to do it, what to do it on, how will it work for your business, is it rubbish, and all that kind of stuff, do ask the question. Excuse me. Do ask the questions. So I'm just going to check on the comments. So Ivona says, it's 500. Wow, 300 Facebook Lives, amazing. I've stopped counting now, and I think Facebook used to say you've done your first 100 videos, then 200, and then I don't know after that. Ivona says she just loved the video game, really helps to get video confident. Now, this is why I want to talk about video, because whether you feel comfortable or not with Facebook Lives, there's some almost like video fundamentals that's really, really great, or they make a really great underpinning, like a firm foundation, so that you can sharpen and do Facebook Lives. Now, a lot of people comment on my Facebook Lives. A lot of people say, oh gosh, you seem so calm, and if something goes wrong, like then I just coughed, I didn't care. And I think the honest reason for that was the amount of video work that I did before. Now, this wasn't striving for perfection. I still did these videos with no makeup, and in some cases, as some of the guys here will vouch for you, my hair blowing all over the place. Some of you will have seen the little promotional video that I did where I was at a train station, I was walking down the street, and I think it's a really important foundation to have. So, if you have questions, do type them in. But one of the things that I do want to say, and I want to ask you this fact, I want you to have a guess. There are 3 key elements to being visible, 3 key elements to getting out there. Oh, I've just seen the question, so I'm just going to cover that in a second. Thank you, John. 3 key elements to being recommended by other people. So if you provide the product or the service to be recommended. If you are in a job, and this stuff works well too, I spoke at a conference for professionals, compliance professionals, about a month ago now, and you know, these were people that were like money laundering experts, they were, you know, anti-bribery and corruption experts, and this stuff works for them too in terms of raising their profile and raising their career, if you like, or going through the ranks. There are 3 really key elements, and 1 scores higher. So if I give you the 3 elements, just type in the box and in the order that you think is the highest to the lowest. So there are 3 key elements now that help you to be promoted, that help you to be visible, that help you to be recognised, to be seen, and all of that. So here are the 3 components. Put them in the box in the order that you think is like highest to lowest, or do it whichever way around you want. Just put a number so I know. Which one do you think is number 1? Now, there's your ability to do the job. There's your image and the way you look. And there's actually being visible. So your ability to do the job, like can you do the job? How do you look? Do you look great? Have you got a strand of hair sticking up? And visibility itself. Now, just play along with me, and while I do that, I'll quickly answer the questions that have come in. So tell me which one you think is like ranks the highest. Okay. So John says, do you plan what you will say or just pick the topic? Interesting, John. So from a video perspective, there are a couple of things, as you know. if I'm doing a video on my YouTube channel, I will think a little bit more and put a little bit more planning into what's being said, because I want people to watch the video. I don't want 3 seconds of a click and then they click away. So there is a very loose structure that I shared after the 12-day video game, just to help people. When I say structure, structure is a loose term of the word, just to help you. They're like breadcrumbs. First this, then this, then this. So yes, when I'm planning a Facebook Live or a video, and let's say for argument's sake it's a video that I'm going to put straight into Facebook, I call this a raw video. Say it's a video that I'm going to put into Facebook, then I will plan what I'm going to say. And in fact, I have got copious amounts of my notes here. I'm going to show you, John. It might be mirror writing. This is a standard size post-it note. And I've also got, I'm just going to put in front of it, some like miniature post-it notes. Can you see that little one? Can you see those words on there with the lines in between? That's basically all I put on there, because all I want to be able to do is I want to be able to look at you guys. I want to be able to connect with you guys, but I also want to be able to remember the points that I want to make. So quite often my planning for my topic, I think of the topic, and the planning that I do is writing down between 3 and 5 bullet points. If the Facebook Live looks like it's going on for too long, then I am supposed to stop after like half an hour. But I so much, I so like doing Facebook Lives. I so like sharing on video that I'll normally just commit to, well, I've got these bullet points down, I'm just going to go through all of them. So yes, I do plan. One of the things that some people make Facebook Lives look like, they make it look casual. And they are casual. That's part of the whole ethos of video and Facebook Live, to be able to really connect in a really down-to-earth way with your audience, in a realistic and real-like, way with your audience. But don't dishonour yourself, your reputation, or your audience by just turning up and saying, so, well, today I'm going to talk about visibility. So what am I going to do? In fact, John, because of some of the stuff that you share, you can take a really thin slither of it and either share it live like this, or make a video and share that that information in that way. It doesn't matter what you teach. I reckon I could teach potato farmers to do Facebook Lives or to do videos to get more people into their camp, so to speak. So it doesn't matter what you do, but do plan what you're going to say. Think about what you're going to say. And sometimes it's like, I want to talk about the people with pink hair, and I want to talk about the people with blue hair. It almost like has to click in my head. Then I'm like, right, I'm good to go. When I get that I'm good to go moment, I write down my 3 bullet points that are going to help me stay on track, and then off I go. So I hope that answers the question. So so you've all been guessing the different do you know what, I feel like flipping this phone back the other way so I can go and scroll back on the comments, because there's a lot of comments coming through. You have all been guessing on what comes first. So I said your ability to do the job, the image that you portray, and visibility. So most of you have got that right. Most of you said visibility. Most of you said visibility. But here's something that's going to surprise you. Only in this study that was done, and I should have really got all the study figures and which study it was, but the study that was done, only 10% of people were promoted in a corporate environment, or they were recommended because of their ability to do the job. Now think about this, right? Think about this. Only 10% of people who could actually do the job were promoted, were recommended. Only 10%. I don't know what you think to that, but to me that's a pretty shockingly low figure. Then after that, only 30% of people that looked good were promoted or recommended to do the job. Gives me the excuse not to wear any makeup. And a whopping, and I'm just generalising these figures, they are, I think it's like 62% is actually your ability to be visible and to be seen. So whether you're working in a corporate environment, whether you're working in an office, whether you're working in a shop, whether you're working as a self-employed person, if you are not visible, you are likely to miss out. But shockingly, I think this is the shocking bit, and this really goes to my integrity, If you can't do the job that you say you can do, but you're visible, you're still likely to be recommended. Breathe that in. That's pretty shocking, I think. So one of the things that I see, and one of the reasons that I do this whole visibility piece, and visibility is my thing. It's not like, oh, really, I'm a sales and marketing person and I tack on visibility. I teach visibility, whether you speak it, write it, record it, or say it out in the real world, online and offline. The reason why I teach it is because I see a lot of people who are invisible or not visible enough, but they are brilliant at what they do. And they're like these best kept secrets. Nobody knows about them. And then when I say to them, go on and tell people how brilliant you are. John, tell them how brilliant you are with meditation. Alex, tell them how brilliant you are with helping them to speak in a credible way. You know, Ian, tell them how brilliant you are at helping them to get all their systems and web services in check. You know, Ivona, tell them how good you are at being able to get them in the right mindset, the right frame of mind to have a great next relationship, even if they've had really bad experiences in the past. I want you to be able to not only be good at what you do and great at what you do, but getting out there in a way that people say relationships, Ivona, speaking, yeah, that's got to be Alex. Web stuff, speak to Ian. You know, Liz. So I just, you know, Liz is really great. Liz has got so many. Imagine Liz has got an invisible box of tools over her shoulder, okay? For anything from like feng shui to face reading to all sorts of different tools, 9-star key, and some things that I probably can't even pronounce. You know, so what does Liz do with all these tools? She helps you to get clarity. She helps you to make decisions. These might be big life decisions. They might be career decisions. You might be what you would deem as quite intuitive. She helps you to get clear on all of those. But no one's going to go to Liz if they don't know she's there. That's the reason why I do what I do. That's the reason why I show up on camera with no makeup. That's the reason why every Thursday night I will do these Facebook Lives. And by the way, the reason that I got it up to over 300 was because every Monday, and still to this day, nearly for a year, every Monday morning at 7 a.m. over on my other page, I'll do a little Monday motivation to get you started. But this year, from January to the end of March this year, I was on this page 7 p.m. Monday to Friday every single night, bar I think a couple of nights where I think one I was travelling and something like that, and I did the Facebook Lives, and that's how the numbers started to go up. So I'm just going to have a look. Sorry, wobbly camera while I just have a look at the screen. Some things you can't pronounce, that's a classic. So this week, Liz and I have discovered that I can't pronounce her surname properly. I can't pronounce a lot of the stuff that she does. She has got, she has really seriously got an arsenal, an arsenal of tools and tips. But here's the thing, if you can get comfortable with doing video, if you can get past the nerves of doing video, if you can show up to people like this, people will start to want to know more about what you do. They'll start to connect with you. You'll be able to have conversations with them as if you're meeting them in the flesh. And it's true to say that I know that I've made some really fantastic friends over the years and then met them in the flesh, you know, and I want that to be the same for you and the same for your business. So I'm just going to see if I can catch up with some of the comments. Ivona says 10%, that's a shock. It still shocks me, and I learnt that fact like over 10 years ago. John said perfect, thank you, although I can't remember what I did that was perfect, thank you, but thank you. If you have put a question in the box and I haven't answered it, would you mind just typing it in again for me, because it's gone down the stream and I'm sure you don't want me to see me doing this. Who wants a video of me doing this while I put my head in front of the computer? I'm sure you don't. So I'm just going to refresh the screen. And just see if I can catch any more, because I saw a whole load of comments going past. I know that some of you were voting on like the visibility piece and things like that, but I want to see the rest of the comments and I can't. And any questions that I missed. I think Ivona might have put in a question, or Liz maybe earlier on. So here's what I did want to share with you. There's a couple of things that I want you to be getting really comfortable with doing on video. And short and succinct, much better that you do a couple of 2-minute videos, like 10 2-minute videos, than a really, really, really long hour-long video. I want you to get used to thinking about how you're going to describe what you do to people. Sorry, I thought I had something crawling up my leg then and I had to check. Yeah, that would be funny. A live me freaking out because something's crawling up my leg. I want you to think about what you do and how you can let people know in a short, succinct way. Now, you might want to use this by sharing stories, real life stories. It might be client stories. It might be experiences or stories of your own life. It might be you want to share this using beautiful metaphors. I think one thing that I'm not actually known for, but when I say this, you'll probably laugh, is I can be describing something on video or on a Facebook Live, and then I'll need a better way of describing it. And all of a sudden, I'll pluck a metaphor out of the air. I'm quite fond of the pink hair, blue hair thing, but I have used some pretty abstract metaphors, but people get to understand it. So when you're looking at using video, being able to articulate what you do, why you do it, the value it adds to the person listening, why they should even listen to you in the first place, why you're the person doing it, how you do it is different to other people, why the reason you're doing it is maybe because of something that you've experienced or something that family members experience. It's really, really, really important. Really important. But when I teach people to do video, I teach them to do short, sharp chunks. I also, and you know, I'm gonna say it, I teach you to show up like this, you know, not in a studio, because I want you to imagine for a moment that I'd showed up in a really lovely studio, flowers and a Rolls Royce behind me, coiffured, you know, completely model look makeup, my hair done, you know, not a hair out of place. And then I start telling you about all my achievements and all the things I've done and how brilliant I am. There's a disconnect in this day and age that happens. That disconnect is happening because of this technology. The way that technology has gone on, we can now make these videos from our phone. You know, once upon a time, you could only watch somebody on TV. Once upon a time, somebody would only recognise you and the work you did if you were famous. And that is not the case anymore. I don't know if you remember, I can't remember the lady's name, but there was a very famous Liverpudlian lady who used to sit in her bedroom and apply makeup and film it. She did these tutorials. Do you know that that Liverpudlian lady who did that through YouTube, no camera, no lighting, is now a multi-million-pound business? When you show up on the camera like this and you connect with people, it makes a difference. They start to feel your energy. They start to feel your vibe. The important thing is, some people might have hopped onto this video tonight, heard me speaking and said, oh, I don't like the way she articulates her words. I still can't say the word arcs. I say arcs. I've said that all the time. Now that will annoy the hell out of people. Some people, and this is the reason why I'm the person that wants to teach you how to be really great on video. I want to show you how to be great on video, because I don't care about how many you say. I don't care if you've got a speech impediment. I don't care if you've got a heavy accent. I don't care if you don't speak the Queen's English and enunciate perfectly. I don't care about any of that. I don't care if, like, you've got something on with your tooth which in real life you don't see, but on video, look at that. I look like I've got a gammy tooth. I don't care how you look. You don't have to be beautiful. You don't have to be eloquent. You don't have to be bold. But the only thing that I want of you is that the message that you have to give, the message that you want to share and the difference that you want to make in the world, I want you to be the person to give it, because I know that you will do it in your way and very differently. I don't want to teach you how to be me. I don't want to teach you how to follow a script. I don't want to teach you to do this so you're reading a teleprompter and you're speaking to your audience like that. I don't want to do any of that. I just want you to be able to feel confident, comfortable to show up on camera. I want you to have complete confidence on camera. I want you to be in the supermarket and whip your phone out because you've been inspired, and one of those real life stories that's happening, you can actually share and make a difference. I want you to be at that level of confidence. And it doesn't actually take as much as people will have you believe. It doesn't take a multi-million-dollar course. It takes a bit of time, a bit of care, a bit of attention, and a bit of steer sometimes in the right direction. So I'm just going to have a look at the comments. Some things you can't pronounce, that's a classic. I actually guilty pleasure was watching Family Guy the other day, and they made a quip about writing a speech and saying something about, but there is a commonly known fact, it's a factoid. A lot of black people cannot pronounce the word ask. I find it quite hilarious, and I'm not really that bothered by it, you know. So I know that I'm not alone in that. Ivona says, this is what I love about Facebook Lives, real connections. Absolutely. Have to practice a short explanation of what I do. Timing is good. I have to do a 1-minute pitch at an entrepreneur event next week. Ivona, one of the best ways to get that practice is go to proper face-to-face networking. You have to do a 60-second pitch. So Ivona, I'm going to give you 3 tips. 3 things to think about, and this is as applicable on video. When you are introducing who you are and what you do, you're there in the flesh. You don't need to say, hi, I'm Jenny. I had 10 years working in financial services at senior management level. You don't need to say any of that. You just need to let them know the people you help, the problem that you solve, and how they feel afterwards. That's it. You can do that in 20 seconds. You can do it in 30 seconds. The reason why many of us don't is we get attached to it. No, but what I do is I lay people down on a couch and then I manipulate their body. I don't know if France-Lise is on. And France-Lise has never described herself like this. France-Lise is an osteopath in Kent, and an osteopath even in Kent. And I should have been with France-Lise today, but because of the trains, I'm stuck up here. Never mind. So, you know, you don't need to tell people what you do. You need to let people know what you do for them. This is really important. Because if France-Lise is telling you how she helps people, you know, she helps people to feel great on the inside, she helps people to maybe reduce the amount of pain that they're suffering with due to, you know, some alignment with their body. When she lets people know the people she works with, the problems she solves and how they feel afterwards, even if I don't need her products and services, I now know who to recommend back to France-Lise, and that's what I want to do for all of you. Okay. And the good thing is, because France-Lise has been in my world for, I think France-Lise was on one of the first video courses over a year. I now know what France-Lise does. So, of course, when I need France-Lise, and I did the other day and I still do, I'm like, okay, now I need you, I'm ready. And it's easy. She doesn't have to say, this is what I'm going to do, this is who I am, this is how long I've been doing it. None of that, because I've already built that know, like and trust factor. All of that without, up until a few months back, last year, up until that point, I'd never met France-Lise in the flesh. But I would still be able to recommend people to her work because I knew what she did. So that's important. Liz says I can't say millionaire properly. Right, okay, if there's words you can't say, just put in a box the word that you can't say. I can't say the word that's innovation with Tiv at the end. I just can't say it. I'm not even going to try now. Liz says you're on top form today. Thank you, Liz. Ivona says thanks for the 3 tips. Also have to practice my call to action. Absolutely. But you know what? Don't get in your head about it. Get in your heart about it. Get in the passion. If I practiced saying, I'm sick and tired of people telling you that you can't say on a video. I mean, that just sounds pants. That's from my head. But I'm passionate about this stuff. So let your passion shine through. France-Lise says, thank you, lovely. So sorry I didn't make it today, France-Lise. Please send me your link so that I can rebook another time. I desperately, desperately want to come and see you. I know I need to come and see you. France-Lise is going to go, oh yes, Jenny's going to come and see me, and then I'll go there and she'll do a diagnostics, and she'll be like, oh my god, she's actually the client from hell. She needs so much work. She needs a 5-year contract with me because she's messed up. Who knows? Let's hope that's not the case, eh? So Liz says, if the people you help are more of a type, you are not alone. Absolutely. Can't pronounce ask properly too, Jen, you're not alone. It's in our genes, Ivona. I mean, I know this sounds like an offensive thing to say, but it's really, really true. I've been picked up on this before. Somebody said, why do you say arcs? Even when I'm dictating into my phone, it spells it A-R-C-S. One of my very good Facebook friends, somebody I used to work with, we worked on a project together. He used to just laugh at me all the time and make fun of the way I said it. And I don't actually care. So it's just one of those things. Alan says, If I'm not sure about how to say a word, I change the word. Absolutely. If I'm not sure about how to say a word, I just don't say it. Like with you guys, you know, I feel really comfortable and I can say innovative, but that's the only way I can say it. If I try and say it quickly, my teeth, my tongue, my lips and everything just go blah, 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 and I can't say it. So yeah, I don't say words that I can't say. Must be in our genes, and notice that too. So have I missed anyone's questions? Because I really don't want to. And it's time for me to wrap this up. So what I do want to say to you is get really used to giving, like, I don't even want to call them call to action. Just know what you're asking people to do. Know why you're passionate about what you do. Know about your people. And if you hadn't seen it already, I think in last week's Visibility Made Easy, I talked about breaking down how you might describe about your people. Forget niching, forget, you know, ideal clients. Start looking at their traits, their personalities and who they really are, you know, what they're about. Start really looking at that kind of level. It makes it a lot easier. Think of one person when you describe this. Don't try and think of all of your clients. Think of one person, maybe the person that you enjoyed working with the most, and then start to describe them. Obviously not by name, and not like, oh, well, Jenny's got brown eyes, and not like that. But it could be, I really like people who've got this fire in their belly. They know that they're here to do something really, really great, and they want to get out there and do it. But they're also supportive of other people. They're also, you know, some of them are coaches, some of them are nurses, some of them are osteopaths, some of them are relationship coaches, you know, some of them help people with their self-esteem, but they know that they care about people. Those are the sorts of people I like working with the most. I didn't say anything about ideal ages or what they ate or anything else like that. And those are the people, they've just got this vibe to them. You are them. You're the visibility vibers. And I love doing these Facebook Lives with you and like being able to answer your questions and that kind of thing. Ivona says, I like the know your passion bit rather than the call to action. Absolutely. But let's make no mistake about this. All of you guys, if you are in business, you've got a you know, profit-making business, you do need to get comfortable with a call to action. Otherwise, trust me, I've been there, don't want to go back again, you will stay skint, very poor and very unknown. Because you always need to have a call to action. So one of the things that I prepared, and it's a little kind of sneaky peek for from this weekend. So this weekend, this Saturday, I've got a 4-hour masterclass on Facebook Lives, like successful Facebook Lives, where I'm just going to spill all the things that I know. And I now need to have a look at this lovely screen. In fact, I'm going to take a picture of this lovely screen live. Oh, if I can. This is where I'll probably end up cutting you all off. Bear with me. I'm just going to take a picture of my screen. I'll share it with the Vibers. Okay. Because this new feature I've just seen it today, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So what I do want to ask you is, I have got a little one-page guide that talks about 3 different types of videos. I've ranked them in a certain order because the order I've ranked them in is like the visibility ranking. So whether you want to do Facebook Lives, whether you want to do standard videos, which in this case I call raw videos, videos that you still shoot on the go with your mouth, your arm and your phone, and you put them straight up into Facebook or whichever platform you're using. Okay. And then the third way, of course, is YouTube. People are forgetting about YouTube. There's ways to work the system with YouTube, and there's ways to work the system with all 3. On the one-page guide, I kind of give the pros and the cons of each. This allows you, it's not me telling you how to use each of these. It's me giving you the pros and cons so that you can fit your personality, the work that you do. So you can say, well, I like to work with these type of people and I don't like to do live streams, but I'm thinking of sharing my information in this way. That enables you to put that into the grid so you can work out which kind of video visibility is best for you. Now, I've got it on my computer, so if you would like a copy of that, then I will gladly get it sent to you. If you would like a copy of that, can you type into the box video visibility? Really important that you type that, because when I go through all the comments, or if you're watching this on the replay and you type in video visibility, if you can type into the box video visibility, I will make sure I'll send you a message from this page, the Queen of Being Seen page, and I'll send you a message with a link where you can download that. Okay, If you don't want it, that's fine too. I'm not into forcing people to do anything, but I just think it'll be really helpful, especially when you're thinking, oh, I want to share a technique on how to do something. Should I do it on Facebook Live? Should I do it as a YouTube video? Should I do it as a raw video? What's the point in me doing it as a raw video? And just to help you navigate all of that. You know, life's complicated enough as it is. So if you would like that, pop video visibility in the box. I can see that some of you have done that, so thank you. And after this live stream, I will make sure that I send you a message from this page with a link where you can download that. Okay, so it'll be a PDF. And here's what I ask you to do. Print it out, print 2 or 3 copies, get your pen out, scribble all over it. I've left a box where you can write notes into if you want to. But I really want you to be getting out there in the world, because each moment that you get worried about how you look on camera, each moment that you get scared about how you look, what happens is there's somebody out there that needs your help. They need what you do. They're waiting, they're looking, but they don't realise it's you. And that's sad. Alan says, video visibility, whoops, oh, visibility, then oops, visibility. I knew what you meant, Alan. Thank you. I shall make sure you get that. Now, just something else before I go. I don't see any more questions. So something else to let you know. If you're not already in the Visibility Vibes tribe, then go into the box and search the Visibility Vibes tribe. Or you can put in the long URL, which is facebook.com/groups/be seen, be heard, get visible. Click to join and I'll let you in. I won't let you in if you don't have a photo of yourself though. And that's me being serious. I don't know who you are. Why am I going to let you into a group of 500 odd people when I don't know who you are? It's like walking up to someone's front door, knocking on the door with a brown paper bag over your head, surely. So if that's you, no picture, I won't let you in, because I have a duty of care to look after the 500 plus juicy, I call them the vibers that are in that group. And if you're going to come in with a bad attitude or a bad vibe, I'm not going to let you in. Sorry. Simple as that. But the reason that I tell you about that group is tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, we're going to be covering social media. So I'm not just going to focus on Facebook. I'm going to talk about how you can raise your visibility on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter, and I'm going to include YouTube, on YouTube or even Google+. But here's the rub. If you can't make it live, just put, and you've got questions, just type in the group, tag me in, let me know. If you can make it live, what I'm going to get you to do is come on and ask about whichever platform you want. So if like 15 of you are watching and nobody wants to know anything about Instagram, then I won't cover it. But what I can share with you, and I don't claim to be a social media expert at all, but what I do know is that last summer I had 250 people that followed me on Instagram, and I got that figure to over 1,500. So I want to be able to show you what I did there if that's what you want to do. But if Instagram's not your thing and maybe you need a bit more kudos on LinkedIn, then I'll show you how to use that. When I first started using LinkedIn many moons ago, you know, LinkedIn was responsible for me getting my first private consultancy client, because I had no website to send them to. I had no business cards. In fact, I didn't have that for the first 9 months of my business. I really love LinkedIn, and I think it gets a bit of a bad rap. But there are different ways to use different social media platforms. So if you want to know what those ways are, join me tomorrow, ask your questions, and I will look forward to sharing. That's 11 AM UK time over in the Visibility Vibes Tribe group. If you've got friends that you know will be really interested in watching this, maybe they've got their own business, or maybe they're thinking of starting a business, or maybe they're looking to expand. They've done Facebook to death and they want to try some of the other social media platforms, or they've got a dormant one, got a Twitter account they haven't used for 2 years. Hop on over and I'll see you there, be able to show you. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I'm off. I'm going to be responding to each and every single one of your comments, and I'm going to make sure that you get your your video visibility one pager, 2 pager through, so that you can, you know, you can really enjoy how you best stand out. So you can be up in that 60%. You can be up in the 60% and experience some of the things that I know I've experienced and my clients have experienced. Being asked to do podcasts, being interviewed on telesummits worldwide, being asked to go and speak live, being asked to go and sit in someone's mastermind group, being asked to come and show up as the expert. This week alone I've had the most amazing week. I've been asked to speak to someone's mastermind group. I've been asked to be interviewed. I've been asked for someone else's podcast. This is not going to happen overnight, but put the legwork in. It can take as little as like 3 months to not just see the visibility running through, to see your profile being raised, to see more people asking about you, including the clients that you seek, people that actually pay you money to work with you, and the sorts of people that you want. I really want that for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry about the shaky camera and the going off the screen and looking like that at my computer. Look forward to seeing you soon. And for you Vibers that are already in the Vibe Tribe, I'm going to post a picture of what I just took on my phone because that was pretty amazing. I didn't know about the new feature. So look forward to seeing you soon. I'm going to take another picture of what I can see now. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.